Hello friends, welcome back to automationtestinginsider.com. Please like this video and subscribe my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to work with keyboard and mouse actions using Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so earlier we have seen we have handled different web elements on a web page, like text box, text area, radio buttons, checkboxes, drop downs, right? So we know like how to handle them. We have different web element commands. Using them we are handling checkboxes, radio button, text box, text area, and using select class we used to handle drop downs. So today I'm gonna show you keyboard and mouse actions using Selenium WebDriver, like how to handle keyboard and mouse actions using Selenium. Okay, so let me just start. So handling special keyboard and mouse events are done using advanced user interactions API. Okay, it contains the actions and action classes that are needed when executing these events. So we have special events, right? We'll talk about that. What are those special events? So we have two classes using them. Basically we have actions class, and action is an interface. Okay, so using these two we are handling those interactions. So we have few examples here, like mouse double click, drag and drop, handling tooltip, mouse hover, entering uppercase letter in the text box using shift letters. Okay, so this is modifier key, right? Shift. So we don't know like how to press shift using keyboard. So today we'll learn how to press shift, control, alt, all other and other advanced user actions. Okay, so what is actions class? The actions class is an API for performing complex user web interactions like double click, right click, etc., as we have discussed, and it is the only choice for emulating keyboard and mouse interactions. Okay, so the class name is actions class. Okay, actions, and actions class implements the builder pattern. Builder pattern is one of the design patterns, so it follows this design pattern. So it is built using this builder pattern. The intent of the builder design pattern is to separate the construction of a complex object from its representation. Okay, so what is the difference between actions class and action class in Selenium? This is interface, actually. Actions class and action interface in Selenium. Okay, actions is a class that is based on a builder design pattern. This is user facing API for emulating complex user gestures. So I'll show you how to use this actions class. Okay, whereas action is an interface which represents a single user interaction. Action, okay, action represents a single user interaction action. Okay, it contains one of the most widely used method called perform. I'll show you how to use this action interface. Okay, with the help of demo. So these are the different methods associated with actions class. So we have click and hold. So this is what it does. It clicks without releasing at the current mouse location. Okay, so it will hold whenever we click on any element, it will hold and then it won't release. Okay, so we have release commands as well. I'll talk about that later on. So this is the method click and hold. The second one is context click. So it performs a context click at the current mouse location. So context click is nothing but the right click mouse action. Okay, this is mouse action. And we have double click as well. Perform a double click at the current mouse location. Drag and drop. Okay, so this takes two parameters, source and target. So this is source element and this is target web element. Performs click and hold at the location of the source element, moves to the location of the target element, then release the mouse. So drag and drop directly we can use for dragging and dropping. Okay, we can drag any element and put the desired location. And there is another method, drag and drop by. Okay, this method is called drag and drop by. So here we have this source web element and we have X offset and Y offset. So what are these? So it performs click and hold at the location of the source element, moves by a given offset, then release the mouse, moves by a, so it will move there with the help of location of the what you call target location, okay, based on the pixel, the location of the element, the target location, okay, the pixel location, exact pixel location of the target location. And we have some other elements, other methods as well, like move to element. So moves the element, moves the mouse to the middle of the element. So we have this move to element, okay, and it has one parameter, the element name we have given, element we have to give. And this is release, releases the depressed left mouse button at the current mouse location. So this will release. So we can use like click and hold, and then we can use this release method, okay. So to release okay, send keys on element and character sequence. So it has two parameters, this send keys. So this is not the send keys method which we talked about earlier in web element. So this is sends a series of keystrokes onto the element, okay. Another method is key down, so modifier key. So it takes one parameter, modifier key. So what is this key down method? So it performs a modifier key press. So what are different modifier key press, like, I mean, what do you mean by modifier key? So we have different keys like shift, control, alt, these are modifier keys, okay. So it performs a modifier key press, does not release the modifier key. Subsequent interactions may assume it's kept pressed. So whenever we use this key down, it will keep pressed the button, whatever we are going to use, like shift or alt or control, it kept pressed that button. And then for releasing we have this key up, performs a release key, performs a key release, okay. So for releasing we use key up, okay. So these are the different important methods associated with action class, okay. Now we are going to perform, these are the, I mean, different actions. So we are going to perform these actions. So today I'll talk about keyboard operations, some keyboard operations, and later on I'll talk about how to perform double click and right click, and later on we'll look into how to handle drag and drop. I will talk about handle tooltip, multi-select action as well. We'll also talk about mouse hover as well. So let me just write 6-point mouse hover, okay. So these are the different actions we are going to discuss. So let's talk about keyboard operations today. So I'll create here a new class in Eclipse, keyboard, or simply write keyboard mouse actions. Select public static void main. Simply I'll copy few lines of code to launch the browser. Let's give here 1 second of wait. So what we are going to perform, let's say we have this Google page, right? So I want to type here in uppercase. Let's say I'll type Selenium using keyboard, okay. So how will you type? You'll press shift, okay, and then you'll type Selenium using keyboard, okay. So we'll automate this using Selenium WebDriver. Like we'll understand how to it, like how to automate this, okay, this kind of scenarios. So let's first inspect this search box, okay. This Google search box, So we have a name q, so we can take this name. So let me just write driver dot find element by dot name, second one, and I'll give here what is that, q. Okay, let's store this in web element. Let's say Google search. Okay, I have to import web element from org.openq.selenium. Now let's perform series of operations using different methods. Okay, but before that we have to create the object of action class. So how to create the object? So we have new keyword and actions. We have actions class, right? And here we have to pass the driver. So this is how we can create the object. So let me just import this actions from org.openq.selenium.interactions. This is the package. So we'll store in actions variable, let's say act. Okay, so we have created the object of actions class. So let me just mouse over it. So you can see, you can understand public actions WebDriver driver. Not much information here. You can see the user facing API for emulating complex user gestures. Use this class rather than using the keyboard or mouse directly. Okay, so we can use this class, and let's say first I want to type here in this search box, right? So we have method, as we have discussed. Sorry, we have this key down, right? Performs a modifier key press. So we have to press shift and then we have to type sequence of character sequence, right? So how to do that? Act dot key down. So we'll take this one and Google search, and here we have keys dot, we have to use this shift. Okay, shift button, and then we have to give send keys method. So let's give send keys here, dot send keys character sequence, right? So we can use this one. So let's say Selenium, let me just write Selenium in small, and then it will print in double in capital letters. Okay, let me just run this. I have to give google.com. So let me run first this, and then we'll see later on other actions. Sorry, build and perform we have to give, I forgot, dot build, that is compulsory, build, and at last perform. Like this. Okay, now let me rerun it. Selenium, you can see it typed Selenium in this text box. Okay, so let me just write some other things. So let me just let's say I want to select like Selenium. Okay, how to select using generally how would you select this, right? So you press Control and A. So how to do that? So we have key down again, and one second, key down this Google search, and key shift, keys control, right? Control. Okay, first of all we have to release that because shift is not yet released. So how to release that? We have key up, and then we have to take the two parameters, one key up, web element, this Google search, and keys shift. So this will release the shift key. So let's look into this first. I'll comment this one first. Okay, so let me rerun it again. So it will first type Selenium and then release the shift key. Okay, build and perform. So after writing Selenium, it will it releases the key. Now let's use Control X. Okay, why it is selected? Let me just write why it is selecting like this. One second. Let me rerun it again. It should simply type Selenium and then it should not, yeah, it is not selected. Okay, so now we'll see how to select this Selenium. So simply we have this another method, I mean the same method, key down, and this time we'll press Control. Okay, and then what we need to send keys A. Now let me just check it out again. So now this time it will select that Selenium. Control A. First it will type Selenium and then it will select Selenium. Okay, now you can see it highlighted. One second. At the end, let me perform driver dot close. So it will close browser every time. Okay, so this command is to perform Control A. Okay, now if we want to perform Control X, how to do this? Here simply we'll send how to press Control. This is Control, using this key down we'll press, and then we have to send the key Control X. Okay, so let's run it again. Let's put some weight over here. After selecting that oh sorry, we cannot do that because this is the series of operations. So either we can split, we have to split. Okay, this is the actions. So let me just remove it. Anyways, we can observe it. So let me rerun. Selenium One second, let me remove, just comment this one, it's very quick. Let's put some wait before closing the browser. Okay, thread dot sleep, let's say 3 seconds of wait before closing the browser. Now let me rerun. It will type first Selenium Control X, you can see, right, and then close the browser at the end. Suppose you want to perform Control V, then you can do like this, simply instead of X you have to V, and then it will do first Control A, Control X, and then Control V. You can see that, right? So this is how you can perform different keyboard operations using this actions class, series of operations using actions. Then probably you might ask question like, what is the usage of action interface? Okay, so what you can do, this is series of operation, right? So what you can do is you can simply store this in action variable. I will create the variable of this action interface, let's say action. Okay, and we have to import this from the same package org.openqa.selenium.interactions, and then we have to give semicolon here, and at last using this variable we have this method perform. So you can see, let me just show you different methods associated with this action interface. We have equals, get class, hash code, and we have this important method perform. So let me just use perform, then mouse over it. We don't have much information. So generally what perform does is we use build, using build method we use to compile all the user actions. Okay, and at the end we have to use this perform method to execute whatever actions are built using build method. Okay, so this is the usage of perform method. So let me rerun it again, this class. Okay, this program. So it will give the same results as we have seen earlier. And it will close the browser after 3 seconds. Okay, so this is the usage of actions and action interface, actions class and action interface. Okay, so we have different operations, like in the next video onwards I'll show you how to double click and right click and drag and drop, how to handle tooltip, multi-select actions. Okay, and at last we'll see mouse over as well. So this is all about this for this video. So thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.